Welcome back to Morning in America. So in the push by a number of states and the federal government, there's this new proposal to ensure that commuters who drive on America's freeways actually pay.
It's something that we've seen in places like Germany, where drivers are charged because of more people driving electric and hybrid vehicles. Nick is here to explain. Nick, break it down for us.
You know, it's one of those things we're all familiar with. We know that the tax on gas goes to roadways, but fewer people are driving cars that are gas, and so they need to find a way to make up that revenue. For more than a century, states have relied on gas taxes to help fuel projects that maintain the nation's roads and bridges. But as those funds start to dry up, government officials are looking at other ways to get consumers to pay. And some of the ideas being thrown around are raising a few eyebrows. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the average American pays about 50 cents in taxes per gallon when filling up their tank. That's approximately 18 cents per gallon in federal tax and an average of about 32 cents in state tax. But better fuel economy, inflation, and more electric cars on the roads means states are generating less revenue from these gas taxes. One engineering company estimates the gap between states' gas tax revenue and their transportation budgets could hit $67 billion by 2050. That would force lawmakers to get creative and look for options that could one day replace motor fuel taxes. Now, one idea gaining traction is to charge drivers by the mile instead of the gallon, a so-called road usage tax, where instead of paying a tax at the gas pump, drivers would pay based on how far they drive. Their mileage monitored on a tracking device plugged into the car. It's not an entirely new idea, though. Oregon implemented a pilot program back in 2015, charging drivers about 2 cents per mile, but right now it only applies to volunteers. Now, according to the state, just over 2,000 vehicles have been enrolled in the program in its near 8 years of existence. A national pilot program is already gauging how this concept would work at the federal level. It was implemented as part of President Biden's landmark infrastructure bill and is being tested on volunteers across all 50 states to see if it's a viable alternative to a gas tax. Now, this is not the only idea out there to try and make up that slumping gas tax revenue. Colorado implemented a policy last year that adds a 27-cent tax to any home deliveries from Amazon. Adrienne Bankert, according to S&P Global Mobility, electric cars are expected to make up 40% of all car sales by 2030. And as a result, lawmakers are weighing a new tax on electricity at public charging stations as another way to make up that revenue.
Yeah, there's been a big push to get so many people to go electric, but I think a lot of times when we see these numbers, this is all to predict what will happen in hopes that everyone goes green.
Yes.
But there are a lot of people who ain't giving up their pickup truck.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people just don't want a tax reminder right there in their car, a tracker in their vehicle.
They want something to be free.
But it is interesting, you know, I drive a lot less here. It's like, what is the difference in taxes between a gas tax and mile tax, and what would that actual breakdown look like? So anyway, lots of questions still to be had.
See. The future is definitely pushing towards electric. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.